Alrighty. How is it going, everyone? It's Alyse Parker here, and if you are new to my channel, well, let's just say you have chosen an interesting video to start off on. If you have been here for a while, we got a lot to cover, my friends. We got quite a bit to cover. The good part is that you get to listen, and I'm the one who's gonna cover all of it. I'll start with my intentions for this video. The first is to share a little bit of reflection and summary on what the last year or so in my life has been like. I have just been in a year or year and a half long hermit season. And although I have still been pretty present here on YouTube and other social media platforms, I definitely haven't been sharing with the same level of enthusiasm and connection, but I know those of you who have been here for a while have definitely observed a shift. So basically my intention is to catch you up to speed. Oh my goodness, Silo Nelson Parker. You wanna come up? Come on up. Yeah. Basically, a lot has happened in the last year or so in my life, and I thought that I could keep this organized-ish by sharing some of the toughest experiences that I've had in the past year or so, and what I have learned from those times, and what you can expect on this channel moving forward. I want to provide some clarity. So let's start back about a year and a half ago when I first moved to California. I was experiencing pretty intense headaches, and this kind of threw me out of my element. It was honestly hard for me to kind of care for myself because it was like in and out of like tension headaches, migraine headaches, and this went on for months, 3 or 4 months, every single day. And so I noticed that I was working less, like showing up less, and just really being more gentle with myself while simultaneously like having a really hard time with the headaches and creating more resistance by like making them bad, by being like frustrated that I was experiencing them. And so one of the things that I learned from that experience, that difficult time, was to not judge my experience, specifically that painful, uncomfortable symptom that I had, was to not make it wrong, to not beat myself up further, because that was only making it more intense. So I learned to be more gentle with myself. I learned to really accept that that was present, and how can I love myself through this? How can I not make the headaches bad, but how can I be with this and care for myself in the best possible way? If that means less time on the screen, can I give that to myself? I also, from experiencing those headaches day in, day out, was led and introduced to energy work. There's so much to share about what energy work, or what the energy work that I engage in is all about, what that experience is like. I've been going to weekly energy work sessions for a little over a year now, and it has radically changed my life, radically changed the way that I relate to myself, relate to others, show up in the world, radically supported my nervous system and perspectives on a lot of things. I'm probably gonna film another video like all about how energy work has changed my life, because I've gotten a lot of inquiries about that, so you can stay tuned for that in the near future. But I'm so grateful for how that immense struggle about a year ago led me to the biggest gift ever. Another very prominent tough time that was pretty much for the last year or so is feeling like I lost my connection to my power, and this impacted like my power and my drive. This impacted the way I showed up and have shown up online. This has impacted my daily life. This has impacted my relationships. I really just felt like in the first few years when I was sharing my journey on social media, I felt like this unstoppable force, and I feel like that just really fizzled away and melted away in the past year or so. So much of my identity that I had created, I was just like, nope, gonna drop that, gonna let that crumble, gonna see who I am at the core without all of these things. A lot of that has been through energy work and spiritual endeavors. Yeah, I suppose like overall, I just felt so much less connected to sharing my journey. And that's probably been pretty clear for those of you who have been here for years. I can only imagine that you would sense that from the lack of, or the like less frequency of me showing up and the change in how I showed up and what I was sharing and everything. I'm definitely not here judging the past year of my life. I very, very strongly and firmly believe that everything happens for a reason, and I'm so grateful for my hermit season. Not gonna lie, it was interesting navigating it as someone whose livelihood depends on me showing up. To navigate a hermit season and do that, I did the best I could day in, day out, and I'm so grateful that everything played out the way that it did. And I'm just kind of here to fill you in on the gaps and to just, yeah, share that I definitely was less connected. I felt like I just wasn't my same, like, oh, like, it's like I said, like intangible. But what I've learned from feeling like I lost that drive was, one, to identify and honor my feelings and my needs. Like my hermit season was very much sensitive, just so focused on like being so kind to myself. Like really in the last year, I have learned how to be so much more kind and compassionate and gentle with myself instead of just like pushing certain things down. So in relationships and my life as a whole, it's been huge for me to really ask myself, what am I feeling in this moment? What am I feeling in my body? What sensations are present? Which to me over a couple years ago was such a foreign concept. I was just like, go, 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 more robotic, and just not as in tune. So yeah, identifying feelings, identifying my needs and desires. I've tuned in a lot to nonviolent communication, and there's a feelings inventory list that I found online and a needs inventory. So I often check in with the needs inventory, and that's like, okay, are my needs for connection, safety? Do I have a need for rest? Do I have a need for autonomy? And as I tuned into that list more and more and had like a reference point of like how to identify what my needs are, which to me before was so foreign, it's become easier to do without that reference, and now feels like more like second nature. And that, like I said, has been a gift in relationship because I can actually like can communicate instead of feeling like disconnected. Now there's so much more connection there, and more opportunity for others to understand me. And also just in life as a whole, being able to wake up and instead of, I think in a more recent video I shared, like instead of having a morning routine that's just like, all right, wake up, work out, journal, gratitude, green juice, like checking in with myself. What does my body want today? What do I want today? What are my needs right now? And can I honor those and get that foundation met within myself, and then notice how much more energy and how much more I can give in the rest of my day. I also have learned what certain practices and habits and behaviors support my personal alignment and help me connect with my like unstoppable force, my drive, my vigor, I don't know, the energy, the oomph behind me and my alignment. And I know what those things are more clearly. And I guess I feel like in general, myself and my life feels like it has the best, most sturdy, love-filled foundation than ever before. I feel like I've connected with what fuels me and what inspires me again. And coming from a place of I want to do this because this is coming from overflow, this is coming from creativity, this is coming from drive, this is coming from alignment, this is coming from a place of I love myself. In the past month or so, it's just been like one sign after another of speak your truth, express your authentic self, share your journey. And this has been like in so many different forms, this sign is just like, look at me, look at me, look at me. And I'm like, all right, I surrender. I am looking and I'm here and I am speaking. Even though, not gonna lie, when I started this video and in this moment, I am a little bit nervous. I'm also excited as fuck to just like break the seal sort of thing and like, yeah, just get back to connection with you and get back to connection with my passion and share fearlessly, authentically, openly, vulnerably. Vulnerably, that sounds funny. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the signs. I've been getting these signs from like my energy worker, from cards that I've been pulling, from podcasts I've been listening to, from what friends have been saying, from what my body's been telling me. So many different things. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. Let's freaking do this thing. So that was a big struggle, a big tough experience for me in the last years. Like, yeah, just feeling like I lost my momentum for a long time. And I honestly had moments of, did I lose everything? Did I ruin everything? Is this community, is my passion of sharing my journey and supporting others through my own realizations, through my coaching, like, is it done? Like, I had moments and parts and seasons of fear and just like uncertainty and confusion. And I also had so many moments of like, I know that this little hermit season, I know that being more private about what I'm going through right now is supporting me. And I know that this is what I have to do. This is what's needed right now. And so it was this beautiful ebb and flow of like, ah! And also like, I know that this is right for me, and I give myself permission to give myself time, to give myself what I need. And I know that the rebirth, whenever it happens, the more clarity, the feeling of being on the edge of a breakthrough, I know that the best way to support my current self and future self is to honor myself and not push anything, not do anything out of alignment. So yeah. That's been huge. I have some notes to make sure that I share the main things. I would say the other big struggle, learning opportunity that I experienced was this past spring and summer. For about 4 months, I started to experience allergy symptoms that were super similar to what I went through when I was living in a home with mold, toxic mold, and how I just felt like my health declined and I just was unable to access my like vibrant self, which took up a portion of the last year of feeling like just not like I'm shining bright, like I'm just kind of struggling. Experiencing those symptoms was really difficult for me. It was like, again. And I noticed that I had judgment come up. I demonized the symptoms. I'm like, I can't breathe through my nose. Like, my head feels like there's so much pressure it's gonna explode. Like, how can I craft a message that feels like clear and like, I just feel blocked physically, mentally. That was really hard. Words can't express how difficult that was day in, day out, and how that impacted not only this, but also relationships. What I learned from that experience was, once again, to not demonize the experience, but rather accept it. One thing, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, with the headaches, headaches last year, I noticed that the headaches were very closely related to when I would suppress emotions. And so that was one of the things that led me to identify my feelings and emotions and needs. And yeah, with these allergies this time around, I just learned I can't beat myself up for experiencing this. Like, that's creating more suffering. And so it was kind of like another opportunity to deepen my learnings with physical symptoms. Then I had a really wild and beautiful experience about a month ago, where it's so like difficult to put into words, but I had this energetic experience. Somebody who's very in touch with energy and spirit did an energetic and meditative transmission and healing on me. And my allergies were gone like 4 or 5 days later. They intensified a little bit directly after that, and then they were gone. And that wasn't my main intention in like having that experience, but I'm so grateful that I now am free of those symptoms, and attribute that to one of the final things that allowed me to experience this newfound clarity and connection to myself on a deeper way, connection to my purpose, connection to sharing, and just like an opening. That's what it's felt like, is very much like an opening of mental clarity, of just like well-being in my body and alignment. So I think that those were three of the main tough experiences that I had and what I've learned from them. And I intend to continue sharing more and more of what I've learned from experiences in the past year, and what I've learned from experiences in my life, and what I learned from experiences that I'm going through right now. I'm going to be sharing more of my perspectives on all sorts of things, and my intention is to share more frequently. I know it's been like 3 weeks or so since my last video, and I just am ready to jump back into it and be here. So that's what you can expect. Also some updates on like what I've been up to within my business is that I have created a free Facebook group, and I go live and host workshops or like group coaching in there every single week. And I also am about to open another round of my coaching program, Alignment Accelerator, next week. And I also plan to create new apparel in the very near future. So those are just a few of my updates on the business front. And the relationship front, I am going to be sharing in the very next video. I'm going to be introducing my boyfriend Luke, because he's such a huge and beautiful part of my life, and it's about time you guys meet him. So I'm excited for that. We're going to film that video in a couple of days. And yeah, all the business updates, I'm going to share links in the video description so you can join my Facebook group and participate in those workshops and coaching calls if you want. So you can check out Alignment Accelerator, my coaching program, which is kicking off so soon, and I'm so excited. And then apparel will be coming soon. So yeah, I'm still a little nervous right now. I just want to be real with you and not hold that in. I also want to say thank you to everyone who has been here for so long. And also, again, if you're new to this video, this is an interesting one for you to hop into, but it's probably like the best possible time for you to have found my channel, because there's lots of goodness in store for you. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has been here for a while. Whether you've been tuning into all my videos, whether you've been understanding what I've been going through, or confused, or like whatever, I'm so grateful for you being a part of my journey, and I'm grateful for you watching this video right now, and I'm so excited to share with you in the future. And I just kind of want to reflect that none of this would be possible if you were not here tuning in right now, and I'm so thankful for the co-creation that we have together. And my intention is to support others in feeling less alone, to let you know that you're not alone in what you're going through. There are so many others going through similar experiences and challenges, and have similar pursuits and intentions in growth and learning new things about ourselves, growing into a more aligned version of ourselves, and tapping into our potential. So yeah, I just want to thank you for being like-minded and being interested in similar things, and as a result being interested in the path that I'm on. And my hope is that in anything that I share, you can look at it through the lens of your personal experience, and yeah, see how that supports you. And I don't know, I'm nervous, and I'm so excited to share this and release this video. I would love to know what you are most looking forward to, and I am excited to read through your comments, and excited for the next few videos. Thank you again. I just want to keep saying thank you. All right, I'm gonna go. My cheeks hurt from smiling. That's it. I love you so much.